If you find that you just can't seem to budget now that you're running a business and it's making you feel like maybe your business is failing, then this episode is for you, because we're going to talk about why budgeting doesn't work when you're an entrepreneur and what some of the major shifts and, very importantly, mindset shifts are that are going to help you navigate this new territory. Okay, so if you've given up on budgeting because your variable income just seems to make it totally impossible, then I absolutely hear you, and you're not alone. And the thing is that that can actually make us feel like our business isn't doing very well and like it's possibly even failing. But that's not necessarily true. It's just that you're trying to apply a system that's not designed for you to your new situation, because budgets work really, really well when you're on a nice, steady, predictable income, when you have a job, basically. And the reason we choose to leave the security of the job to go into the unknown of business is because we do have the opportunity for unlimited income through the vehicle of our business. You know, there's no real ceiling to how much income we might be able to generate. But the rules are different around money when you enter the sphere of business, mostly because of this variable income issue. And so what that actually requires is some different approaches, a slightly different approach, but also, very importantly, some mindset shifts that are going to help you navigate this new territory. And that's what we're going to cover in this episode. Hi, I'm Miriam. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. This is where we talk about all things money and mindset, especially if you're a woman who is running a business. So if you'd like to create more abundance, both inside and out, then hit the like button if you enjoy this video, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and if you hit the notification bell as well, then YouTube will show you more videos as they're released. Now, over the years, I've personally had a love-hate relationship with budgeting, and I honestly actually don't even use that word very much. I'm just kind of using it here because people relate to it, but I prefer to talk about having a money plan and a system to help you implement it. But budgeting is something that, you know, over the years I would try on and off, and, you know, at times I didn't really feel like I needed to, and at other times I felt like I didn't have enough money to budget. And the thing is that what actually really set me up with some of the things that I'm going to share with you today is a period in my life that I spent being really broke. I had just gone through a marriage split up. I had left my engineering career a few years prior. I had 2 children under the age of 5, and my income was very irregular because there'd be lump sums of money owed here and there coming in every now and then, a little bit of government support, and that was pretty much it for quite some time. And so it was actually that period in my life that really helped me start to put together some of the principles that I then took into the business I started on the back of that, which was a business in finance, and then became what it is I now teach and what I still implement. So the things I'm going to share with you are really, really helpful from both a practical point of view and a mindset point of view, whether your irregular income is because you have a business or something else. So let's talk about it. So what we're going to cover is kind of 3 principles, and, you know, both the practical and the mindset shifts that go along with implementing them successfully, so you can get back on track on actually cooperatively working with your money, really putting it to work for you and creating financial stability and wealth for yourself. And what actually flows through all of these is the idea that you need to know your numbers, and then you need to be willing to make real-time adjustments as you go. Okay, let's start by talking about variable income, because it's this variable income that kind of has people feeling like managing your money or having any kind of money system or budget is just not possible, because how the hell do I know how much money will come in next month, right? So it's really, really critical that you smooth that cash flow as much as possible. And from a mindset point of view, if your income is doing this, the last thing you want is for your emotions to go on a roller coaster that matches. And this is actually what happens for a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, they have variable incomes. It's a bit of an income roller coaster, and they go on an emotional roller coaster along with that. It's like, yeah, my business is doing so great. I'm loving life. I'm so glad I quit my job and fired the boss. And then it's, oh my God, we're doomed. Are we going to have to sell the house and live under the bridge? And why on earth did I book a holiday? What was I thinking? And so we go on this emotional roller coaster, and that's not healthy for us. And it's not helpful for our business, because from a mindset point of view, if you're showing up going, oh my God, I'm so stressed, you're going to make decisions that are driven by fear and coming from a place of lack. So, energetically, vibrationally, you're going to be attracting more of it. You're going to be getting yourself into a spiral of negative thinking. And, you're not going to be showing up as your best. You're going to be showing up a little bit desperate, right? And that ode to desperation is really not a very sexy or attractive smell. So we want to smooth the cash flow, because number one, on a practical note, it really makes life a whole lot easier. And I went through it. No, I'll put it on this side. I went through it in this episode here in quite a bit of detail for you. So go check that out next. It'll be linked at the end, so you can just click on it. It'll be in the description below, and I'll probably put a card up there as well for you. But let's finish up what we're talking about. So you want to smooth that cash flow. And you also want to smooth the emotional roller coaster and not have your, inner world so intrinsically linked to exactly how much money came in today or this week or even this month. So one of the things that I want to share with you that really helped me is I made a decision, and I made a promise and a deal with myself when I first started my business. And I basically promised myself that I would never judge how well my business was doing on anything other than the last 6 months average, because I recognized that there would be a bit of a roller coaster effect with my income, and I didn't want to get sucked into that emotionally. So anytime I was tempted to go, oh my God, what happened this month? I would go, well, let's just have a look. If we look at the last 6 months average, how am I looking? How am I doing? Is my business growing if I've only just recently started it? Is it steady? Where are we at? Am I, on average, bringing in enough money? And then when we add in the practical strategies to smooth that cash flow, then you'll actually be using that money properly. So you don't feel like, 1 month you're booking a holiday to the Maldives, and the next month you're thinking, crap, I can't even pay the power bill. So smoothing the cash flow and smoothing the emotional roller coaster are two things that really go hand in hand. Okay, and the next one is the principle that your business actually pays you. Because a lot of people will go into business and still have this mindset of an employee. And I talked about it, over this side, Miriam, I talked about it quite a bit in this episode over here, which again, I'll link at the end and in the description below for you, so you can check that out next. But the mindset of an employee has no place in business. You need to start thinking like a business owner. And that means that you are both you, the person who has their personal life, their personal bills, their personal finances, and you are now in charge of the business's financials and the business's income and expenses and cash flow. So you need to actually create separation between the two and have your business pay you. So from a practical point of view, actually put that in place. So if you simply sit down and do your income distribution at the end of every week, which is something that we do in Magnetic Money, we set up our money system and planner, and then we just spend 5 minutes, literally a week, to manage our finances. And we go through this income distribution process. And the way we do it, we actually do it so that it also smooths your cash flow. So the point is that you need to, from a mindset and a practical point of view, create the separation and go, okay, am I looking at what my business is doing right now financially, or am I looking at my personal finances? Have I got that separation? Do I have separate bank accounts? Because you should have those, because you and your business are separate legal entities as well, and separate energetic entities. Do I sit down and actually go through that income distribution process for my business, where one of the things that my business does is pay me? And then do I pay my personal bills out of my personal money, rather than my business's money. So creating the separation both in the practical way you manage your money and in the way you approach it and think of it in here is really, really critical. And I'd love you to let me know in the comments below, do you have separate bank accounts for yourself and your business? And if you do, did you do that from the very beginning, or did it take you a while to go, oh yeah, probably a good idea? Because honestly, many people I speak to don't have that. They don't even have the physical separation in their bank accounts. And so, if you don't have the physical separation, it's quite tricky to then create the mindset separation. So let me know in the comments below. Tap, 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 hit enter. I want to hear from you. Okay. And the third point that I want to cover with you is that, yes, you should be doing some forecasting. You should be, putting those financials together and having an idea of how much income do you expect? Where's it going to come from? What are your expenses that are coming up? So you definitely need that plan and the forecasting and kind of a business budget, right? But it's a dynamic thing. It's an ever-changing thing. And because the income is not predictable by any stretch, you will need to smooth your cash flow. You will need to adjust as you go. So by all means, have a forecast, have a plan, but be sure to make real life adjustments as you go so you can smooth your cash flow, reset expectations. It is definitely not a set and forget kind of thing. So here's a practical way that I would approach that. And also, from a mindset point of view, how you can look at this. Sit yourself down and do your business forecast. So these are my expenses. This is how much profit I want to make. This is how much income I need to generate. This is what I'm going to need to sell. And this is how many sessions, if you're a practitioner, or how many widgets, if you sell products, I'm going to need to sell per year, per month, per week on average to be able to achieve that. And, we've got some growth scheduled. We're going to be expanding our website or entering new partnerships. So we're going to be spending some extra money. And then we expect that to then translate to extra income, say a couple of months later. So do this forecast, right? Plan what you're looking to achieve. Absolutely. So put it all down on paper. And that actually allows you to sit there and realize whether what it is you're looking to achieve is actually achievable. If you're creating product, can I create this much product? Or do I need to raise my prices, or maybe think about packaging it differently? Or, do I need to change things? Because if you're, let's use an example. If you're making jewelry and you have an Etsy store and you're hand making every single piece, there's only so many hours in a day and so many pieces you can make and sell. So if your forecast says you've got to make 20 a day and you think, well, the most I could possibly do is make 6 a day, then there's an issue, right? And it's just something you're going to need to work out. Put up your prices, maybe expand, your market, expand what you're selling, do little add-ons, whatever it is. So it allows you to actually do some proper business planning. And the same goes for a practitioner. So many hours in the day, only so many sessions you can do, only so many clients you can take on, right? So maybe you want to start selling some courses on Evergreen or set up a membership site, something to kind of give you a baseline recurring income. So it helps you do all that awesome planning. But then, and so that's your plan. And then you want to revisit that, I would say quarterly. Make quarterly adjustments, because that plan then also tells you what you're actually going to be doing in your business in terms of, back of house growth strategy and marketing and so on. So that's your planning. But then you need to actually sit down and track what's coming in and distribute that income and have a plan for that. And I actually recommend that you do that on a much more regular basis, at the very least weekly, if not daily. Because here's the thing. When you track your income, number one, you're actually connecting with your money rather than sticking your head in the sand, ignoring it and hoping for the best. So that's always a good strategy. And number two, tracking your income every day, like actually just saying how much came into my PayPal account, how much came into my Stripe, how much came into my bank account, and adding it all up is actually a really interesting mindset practice. It allows you to notice the thought patterns that are going on. So you will notice things like, it's a low income day, and you might start noticing a worry pattern kick in straight away, or maybe that you start beating up on yourself for having been lazy and taken the whole weekend off, or whatever it is. So these are really amazing, amazing moments of opportunity for you to see where there is absolute room for improvement in your mindset, in the way you think about your business, in the way you treat yourself, in the way, you talk to yourself, all of those things. So the practice of actually tracking your income, it's really handy, because then you can do your income distribution really easily at the end of the week. So great for that, but also a really, really awesome mindset practice. And the thing above all else that I want to add to that is always be loving and kind to yourself. Try to be as judgment-free as possible. And if the self-judgment does kick in, then notice that as well and go, oh, look at that. I'm judging myself. I'm beating up on myself. Isn't that interesting? I wonder what that's all about. And, I wonder what I can do to shift that, to heal that, to start having a much better attitude about my abilities, my worth, my business, and to start treating myself more kindly. So a lot of these practical strategies are actually also really amazing mindset strategies. And between the two, you will come to a place of beautiful new balance where you have the right mindset to be running a business effectively and successfully. And you will actually also be doing the daily habits and practices of a successful business owner. So those are the three things I really wanted to cover off for you today. And again, my main message for you today is that you need to know your numbers, but you need to absolutely make real-time adjustments as you go, because when you're operating a business, your income is going to vary. It's going to fluctuate a little bit. Now, a really important place to start is by getting your banking all sorted. So if you're somebody who went, oh, separate business accounts, still haven't done that, or maybe my banking is a little bit messy, then I recommend you start with my free workshop to help you organize and tidy your banking. We do exactly that in that workshop. It's like 35 minutes long. But I also cover off for you some really important principles, both from a practical and a mindset point of view, that are really going to help you become a more successful and happy, abundant feeling business owner. So the link to grab that for free is down in the description for you below. Did you enjoy this episode? What did you learn? What's your biggest takeaway? Please type a comment below and let me know. And just to kind of incentivize you a little bit more, I'm going to start doing some giveaways. So each week I release an episode first thing Wednesday morning, Australian time, which is Tuesday the night before in the UK and the US. So every week I release a new episode. If you're subscribed and you click the notification bell, it'll be easy for you to catch it as well. And if you comment on my latest release within the first 72 hours, then you will be in the running to win my giveaway. So the giveaway from this video is going to be free access to my library of hypnotic meditations. It's over 50 hypnotic meditations designed to help you manifest more abundance. And they cover a huge range of topics, everything from, aligning with abundance, to a visualization practice, to being able to manage negative influences, to accessing inner guidance, to becoming a better meditator, you name it. Anything that can support you, it's covered and it's in there. And that meditation library access is valued at $197 US, and you're going to get it entirely for free if you're the winner. So all you need to do is comment below, tell me your biggest takeaway and what you learned from this episode. I'll come back 72 hours after it's been released and we'll draw the winner, and then I will reply to your comment to let you know that you're the winner. So you need to make sure you come back here as well and check whether you won, so we can then get in touch and organize your access. Okay, that's it from me for today. I trust you got loads out of this episode. It was a very deep and powerful one. We covered three things, each one of them very critical, both on a practical and a mindset level, to help you become more successful in your business. Because remember that abundance is a state of being. And yes, it's about the money in the bank and all the things, but most importantly, it's about you feeling abundant worthy, and loving life. And that's what we're here to help you do. I'll see you next time. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.